Hello Stampers! Today I have a great card for you. We're going to go to the beach today and make this fun scene. We'll be using the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. This set has lots of shells in it and some really, really beautiful sentiments. So it's a great one to have. It also comes in a bundle with some dies. We're not going to use the dies today, but I would advise getting those too because you're going to want them. And we're going to start with our main image panel. That is 3.5 inch by 4 inch. And balmy blue ink. And a blending brush. I'm going to put it across the top inch. Just a back and forth motion here. And then we're going to come at an angle from like half the card up to the sky, just to make a little slanted bit here. Okay. And then we're going to need a post-it note. We're going to mask off for our sky. This is the sticky part here, and we're going to mask, let's do like that top inch. Just make sure that you have color down below your post-it note there. And you're going to want to make sure your post-it note is on straight, because we don't want any downward water out here in our ocean. And we're going to go to Bermuda Bay ink. I'm going to use that same blending brush. I'm going to turn my panel this way because I just want to darken this horizon line out here with this balmy blue. Put just a little bit out there. We don't want to cover all of our balmy blue with this Bermuda Bay. Okay, so that's our water and our sky. Voila! Oh, got a little smudge in my sand area, but that's okay. It's not a Zindorf card if it doesn't have a smudge somewhere. We're going to use Sahara sand and put some sand in here. We're going to use a circular motion here at the bottom of the panel. We're going to go up to about the water line. You want it darker at the bottom. Not too dark, but a little darker than what you do at the top there. We're using that same slant. We've got some white showing in between. So that was Sahara sand. All right, and then we're going to make a shadow for our seashell. We're going to put this shadow in here. We're going to use a straight edge post-it note and about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And then I'm going to turn it this way again. And we're going to add some of that color down here along that post-it note edge. And there's the shadow for the seashell. And that was also using Sahara sand. Alright, now we're going to put the post-it note on this opposite direction here. And we're going to stamp our seashell with Crumb Cake. And we want to stamp our seashell, the bottom of the seashell, just a little bit on this Post-it note, because you want your seashell to look like it's down in the sand a little bit, not just like floating on top of the sand. So we'll tilt this and stamp it a bit on the Post-it note. This is with Crumb Cake. See how it's just a little bit on the Post-it note there. And then we'll take a set of Stampin' Blends, and we're going to start with the light pale papaya. We're just going to add some to our seashell, just in spots along the way here. Some at the top. And then we'll go to the darker one to add some of that at the top here. Maybe just a little bit along the bottom. And we're going to add some white in here, because right now our seashell, the white areas are picking up that sand color, the Sahara sand. So I'm just dotting this on in different places just to bring some light back into our seashell. Okay, and now we can take that Post-it note off. And now our seashell is down in the sand. And I'm going to rip this Post-it note that we just used. I'm going to make just a little hill shapes. Okay, and then we're going to hold it on, and we're going to use Sahara sand. We're going to make some little drifts in our sand here. First drift I'll put like here, just to the left of the seashell, just a little bit. Don't need much for this. A lot of ink goes a long way when doing this. Maybe one right here. One at the side of this seashell. Okay, here's our drifts. Okay, we need a sentiment here. See how our scene's coming along really well. Let's stamp the sentiment from the same Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. We're going to stamp it, whoop, not upside down, but along the water there. Okay, and there's our scene. So to put our card together, we're going to use the embossing folder for this. And the embossing folder is Seashell's 3D embossing folder by Stampin' Up. And it's a beautiful scene. All the seashells. And we're going to take that and we're going to wrap some twine around it. So on the back of this, I am going to put a mini glue dot to start the twine on. Add a mini glue dot here in the middle of one side. Stick our twine in it and wrap it like 4 times around. Push them together a little bit. And we're going to come around the back, and I'm going to stick the this end right in that same glue dot. And then trim it off. So there is that. Like I said, you can move it around to where you want it. I like it towards the middle of the card. And this is a 4" by 5.25 basic white panel. And we're going to put this on a 5.5 by 8.5" Crumb Cake card base. And it's just folded in half. And we're going to glue it on. Liquid glue around. You can use your tape runner if you'd like, or snail. And I think I want the seashells up at the top. Put that together. Okay. And then for our main panel, I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on it. When you put your Stampin' Dimensionals on, don't put any in the middle of the card, because that's where your twine is. You'll have a weird bulky section, so we want to miss that area. Here's our dimensionals. Place it on the card here over to the left. Okay, have that there. And then we need a little 1" square of crumb cake. And I'm going to take this blue brush that we used when we last used Bermuda Bay. So it still has some Bermuda Bay on it. We'll just distress the edges a bit with that. Not putting any more ink on it. Not really necessary. And then I want to put some basic pearls on it. We'll start with a big pearl. This is always easier before I get on camera. Add that there. Just a couple little pearls. Then we'll glue it, and we're going to slide it under our twine on the card. Just for a little something something. There we go. And there's our card for today. You can, finish out the inside any way you'd like. I normally put a white panel in, and I hope you're inspired by today's project. If you are, please like this video and also subscribe so you get my updates. Be sure to ring that little bell next to the subscription, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.